video, and then we'll go from there. Okay, thanks.
Take one machinist who can visualize and build just about anything. Add in his wife who just happens to bake a tasty loaf of whole wheat bread. Now add the desire to put a hand-powered grain mill in her own kitchen. Work out a few details and what do you get? The GrainMaker mill. Once the first GrainMaker mill was a reality, Randy and Bonnie Jones couldn't keep it to themselves. Almost everyone who sees this powerhouse in action wants one of their own. From the initial concept to today's bright red, powder-coated finished product, this powerful little grain mill is a made-in-Montana success story. Thousands of GrainMaker mills are hard at work in kitchens around the globe, every one of them crafted and hand-built in a family-owned and operated Montana shop. The GrainMaker comes complete with everything you need to start grinding your own flour, cereal, nuts, or seeds. All you add is food-grade raw material. Here's how your mill is built. First of all, the GrainMaker is formed of welded steel, not cast, for strength and durability. You get 2 augers to move the product smoothly to the grinding burrs. For larger foodstuff, the GrainBreaker auger is turned from a solid bar of stainless steel. A second coil auger is included for use when grinding smaller seeds and grains. The grinding burrs are meticulously shaped of hardened machined alloy steel in our own shop. A click and lock knob lets you adjust the finished product from very fine flour to cracked cereals, nut butters, and everything in between. Whatever setting you use, the knob locks in place, assuring you the consistency will not change. The large flywheel makes this mill easy to turn and accepts a V-belt if you want to motorize or use pedal power. We'll show you how that's done in a moment. A long handle gives you more leverage, so it's easier to turn the mill. The shaped, rotating hickory wood handle feels great in your hand. The mill is well balanced, so it will stand on its own, but you must bolt the machine to a sturdy surface or use the optional clamp before you begin grinding. The hopper holds 4 cups, enough grain to make flour for 2 loaves of bread. Add a personal touch with up to 30 letters and spaces. Make it Mom's Mill or Happy Anniversary 2010, or any combination of letters and numbers you choose. Finally, the mills are powder-coated a bright, shiny red for a durable, easy-to-clean finish. Every GrainMaker mill comes with a lifetime warranty and a 30-day guarantee of satisfaction. Mills ship direct from our own shop here in Montana to your door. When you order, you're talking directly with us, the manufacturer. We're happy to answer your questions and help you get started. Now let's explore alternate power. We've had so many requests for pedal power that GrainMaker now offers a kit to help you use any 28-inch bicycle to power the mill. The kit includes everything you need for this very easy conversion. And for those of you who want to motorize, we work closely with Bodine Motors to design a motor that slips directly on the shaft of our GrainMaker without belts or pulleys. This motor turns at just 65 RPMs, so your grains are not subject to a lot of heat. If you'd like to use your own 1,725 RPM motor, a very common size, we sell an adapter kit to slow that motor down to under 100 RPMs, a much safer speed for grains. Our kit includes instructions and everything you need. Now, what will you grind? Our customers grind wheat, oats, corn, rye, rice, coffee, flax seeds, peanuts, dried beans, and other dried foods. They're always experimenting with new things, and that leads us to why people grind their own. People choose the GrainMaker mill for any number of reasons. Some families are dealing with food allergies and need to produce trustworthy gluten-free or wheat-free flours. Others may want to be sure they're serving their families the freshest, most wholesome foods available. They grind flour right before it is used, or they add ground legumes to grain to boost protein. With a GrainMaker mill, the possibilities are endless.
Okay, well that gives us a pretty good background of a general story, I should say, of how the mill got started. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and we'll go from there. So my name is Bonnie Jones, and I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Back in 1998, I found myself at home schooling for our 4 children, and I did a lot of canning and baking and that type of thing. Having a large family, it was just nice to have the extra food on hand. It was a lot more economical. And somebody had mentioned something to me about Y2K, and I'm like, what is that? And so they told me a little bit about it, and I thought, oh, well, whatever, I don't really even have a computer, so I'm not too concerned about it. And I decided that, well, maybe I should just at least get some wheat on hand. We had some friends that grew wheat up in Big Sandy, Montana, so we called them up and ordered some wheat. And I got it home and I thought, well, now what am I going to do with all this wheat? I don't even know what to do. I grew up on a farm, but I didn't know what to do with the wheat. So I thought, well, I'm going to need a way to grind it up. So I made a couple phone calls to order a grain mill. And that's when I found out that Y2K was a really big thing. So I found out that there was back orders, and I thought, oh my goodness, well, I better do something quick. And so I talked to my husband, and he says, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just make you one at work. I'm like, oh, okay. So he did. He went to work and asked his boss if he could do that on his spare time, and his boss told him absolutely. And he went to work and built that mill, and he brought it home, and next thing we knew, friends and family were seeing the mill, and they wanted one. And we were pretty young at the time and thought, we should just go into business for ourselves. How easy is that? So yeah, so we signed up to do a couple of shows and got a whole education on Y2K and preparedness and stocking up, and it was just a really a fun time. And we did start our own business. We really didn't know how much blood, sweat, and tears was going to go into that, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, we did have a lot of customers that bought the grain mills. But over the years, we started discovering that people were wanting to grind a variety of different products. Not only were they grinding wheat, they were wanting to grind corn, beans, rice, a bunch of different things. And so over the years, our customers have been our educators. And it's very important to us to maintain the interaction with our customers. We do advertise in certain magazines as well as on the web. But we enjoy being able to speak to our customers each and every day. At this time, I think I'm going to have Cody come up, and we're going to just take apart the mill and explain the different parts to it and how it works. And then I'll have time for question and answers. So basically from 1998 to 2010, the GrainMaker has undergone many transformations, but it is what it is today because of all of our customers' input. So, Cody. Yeah. So, first of all, he's going to show you how to disassemble the mill. The mill comes with there's two different augers, and I explained it a little bit on the video. There's the GrainMaker auger and the coil auger. And we're going to show you how to change those augers out right now. So he just took off the dust cover, and now he's going to take off the adjustable knob. The knob has little ball bearings on the back of it that are spring-loaded, and that allows them to lock into place on the front of the burr. So when you get the consistency of the flour or the media that you're grinding, it holds it there and keeps it consistent. So he took off the front burr, and now he just removed the back burr. There's no tools that are necessary for that. And he's going to remove the coil auger. And that auger is for grinding small grains like wheat and rice. And it's basically for ease of use. It doesn't change the consistency, just the effort. The big auger that he's putting in is the GrainMaker auger. And you would use that if you were doing beans or corn, coffee beans, that type of thing. It also makes nut butters. So if you had, peanuts or almonds and wanted to make your own almond butter, peanut butter, you would use the big auger. So he's putting it back together. So you just line the holes up on the back of the burr. Put the front burr back on. And then the knob. And then the dust cover. And when you're not using that auger, there's a convenient place to store it. Right on the side, there's a post there with a little clip. And the mill does come with both of those augers, the extended handle, basically everything that you see that he's working on right now. We do have an optional clamp. For people that don't want to bolt it down, you can clamp it to your counter. It does accommodate a wide variety of counters. It only needs about 1 inch of space to grab onto, and then it adjusts out to about almost 4 inches. And it does have a 2-point contact, so that just means that when you do clamp it down to your countertop, it's not going to slide around. I think that is, as it said on the video, it is capable of grinding all the different kinds of media. It is completely lifetime warranted. That includes everything, including the burrs. We do make everything at our shop in Montana, with the exception of the flywheel, and that is USA made as well. At this time, if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything for you. It is all steel, yes, it's welded steel construction. Pardon me? Hand welded. Yep, we do not really mass produce anything. We're just a family business. My husband and I and our 2 sons work for us, and then we have a few other guys that help out in the shop as well. So it will do the flaxseed. You know, if depending on if you want meal or if you want it fine, fine consistency, you can adjust that. It doesn't have a problem with the oily products. About the only thing that it doesn't do is meat. You know, you wouldn't want to do anything that's wet. And we don't recommend putting rocks or nuts and bolts in there. Well, I think that is pretty much the end of my presentation. I just want to thank everybody for being here today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. I want to thank Ron for all his work. I know that it took a lot to put the show together, and we really appreciate it. So thank you all for being here.